Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to film today's video because as you can see today I want to share my thoughts on the very popular fragrance called Caramel Cascade from Paris Corner. I have a decant from Dubai collection of this fragrance. So by the way, if you are based in Europe and you want to shop Paris Corner fragrances, Fragrance World, many other brands, full bottles, decants, make sure to check out Dubai collection. They have the best prices that I have seen, not only here in Romania but also in the European Union. They ship everywhere in the European Union. They also ship to the US now, to the UK, to Switzerland as well. So make sure to check out the Dubai collection, you guys. It's a family-owned business. The team from the Dubai collection is the kindest and the sweetest, and I've had such a positive collaboration with them so far. I have only good words to say about the team from the Dubai collection. So the team from the Dubai collection, you guys, a few days ago sent me a huge parcel with a lot of different fragrances, and they also included some samples that I said I would like to test from their website. And one of the samples is this one, Caramel Cascade, you guys. I saw this fragrance being mentioned all over the internet, on Instagram. Even if I'm not the most active on Instagram, let's say whenever I would go on Instagram, not my private Instagram, but the Instagram for my channel, and I would just randomly look at the reels there, I would always see this fragrance there. So it's safe to say curiosity got the best of me. So in today's video I want to share my thoughts on this fragrance. I want to let you know how it smells like, how it develops, maybe performance wise. I will not talk so much about the performance because I haven't done like a proper wear test to the fragrance, but perhaps I will add the performance on the screen at the end of the video, let's say. Now, something else I want to mention before I actually go into the review part. I haven't tried Eclair from Latafa, and I also haven't smelled Bianco Latte from Giardini di Toscana, so I cannot compare it to the OG or to Latafa's version, so I will judge this as a standalone fragrance. So let's just apply this fragrance. I will add here on the screen the bottle. I will also add the notes, but of course I will tell you how this fragrance smells like to me. So in the opening is a little bit alcoholic, so you do need to give it like a few seconds so the alcohol evaporates and the fragrance can open up. This is sweet, you guys. Oh my god, this is sweet. This is very sweet. And it's the kind of sweetness that feels extremely rich, extremely heavy, it's the kind of sweetness that feels like it envelops you whenever or wherever you spray this fragrance. So for some, the sweetness might be a little bit too cloying or a little bit too suffocating, but I want to start by saying that in my opinion, this fragrance is for those who love sweet fragrance. Not just a little bit of sweetness here and there. No, sweet fragrance. And when I mean sweet fragrances, you guys. This opens up with a caramel accord. The caramel accord feels extremely dense, almost a little bit sticky. It feels warm, rich. It has a lot of depth, so it's not a flat fragrance. This is something that I actually appreciate about this fragrance, because even though it's an affordable fragrance, but the texture of the fragrance is very nice. It feels layered. It doesn't feel flat by any means. And I detect also behind that caramel accord, I detect a lot of tonka bean. And to me, what the tonka bean adds, it adds a very beautiful touch or like a very beautiful undertone to the caramel accord. So the fragrance doesn't smell like a straight up caramel syrup that you use in your coffees. You know, like your cappuccino, caramel cappuccino or something like this. To me, the caramel accord here, yes, it feels warm. Yes, it feels sweet. Yes, it feels very dense, a little bit sticky, very rich and enveloping, yet it has a nutty undertone to it and a nutty facet that feels very rich as well and sweet, you guys, and also a touch of something slightly aromatic but deep in the background. And from the get-go, to me this doesn't smell just like a caramel accord and that's about it, you know. This smells like, if you have ever smelled tonka beans, like actual tonka beans, you know that when you open the packet of tonka beans, you get a specific whiff of a sweet and extremely concentrated, nutty, sweet and slightly aromatic accord. I smell it a lot here. This fragrance feels so warm, you guys, and so dense and fluffy in a sense, but not fluffy in a sense that the texture feels airy, because like I've mentioned, to me the texture is pretty rich and dense and robust, you know, but it feels fluffy and cozy because of the sweetness, all these different sweet accords, because to me I detect plenty of sweet accords here that all together contribute to the overall sweetness of this fragrance. So like I've mentioned, when I mean that this fragrance is sweet, you guys. is sweet gourmand from the caramel, is sweet and nutty from the tonka bean, and also as the fragrance develops, I feel like you have a very specific vanilla accord that comes to shine, let's just say. And as the fragrance gets closer, let's just say from the heart till the dry down, I feel like it's actually the vanilla that shines more, and this beautiful rich nutty tonka bean than the caramel, you know. But like I've mentioned, as the fragrance develops, I truly sense that the richness of the tonka bean with that slight sweet facet that it has, with the depth and with the delicate aromatic facet, is the accord that I detect the most. But this accord, let's just say, sits on a very beautiful sweet vanillic accord. Now, if you know vanilla in fragrances, you know that vanilla comes in a lot of different mixes. Let's say you have your vanilla that feels buttery and thick and creamy and rich. You can have a vanilla that smells like a vanilla essence. You can have a vanilla essence that smells like those aged vanilla essence, you know, like those with like a vanilla pod inside of them, you know, so they lean definitely much richer, much darker, much deeper, perhaps a little bit more balsamic in a sense. The vanilla that I detect here, like I've mentioned, from the heart till the dry down, but especially in the dry down, is that kind of vanilla that leans bakery style or pastry style, you know, is that kind of vanilla essence, but not the aged vanilla essence. To my nose, is that specific vanilla essence that you use for cupcakes, for different cakes, you know, to just add a lot of flavor to it. So it's a more of a cupcakey, bakery, pastry style of vanilla. It's not that kind of vanilla that feels very rich, extremely dense, slightly balsamic, very flavored in a sense. It's a more of a herbal style of vanilla in a sense, you know. If you are familiar with those typical eau de toilette that you could find in the drugstore, you guys, it's so hard sometimes to speak with braces. If you are, like I've mentioned, if you are familiar with that specific eau de toilette vanilla fragrance that you can find or you could have found in drugstores, is the same style of vanilla here. But again, it's not just that vanilla, it's mixed with the tonka bean that adds a whole different energy to the fragrance. It's mixed with the caramel and with this almost like praline, creamy, dense, nutty texture. It's beautiful, but it's not a safe blind buy. I feel like sometimes, look, when I spray this fragrance and then I let this decant sit, let's just say for a while, and then I go in and I smell it again, smelling it just like this quickly, it can feel a little bit Play-Doh-y. Do you know those, like when I was a kid, there was this game, I guess, and you could make teeth. I will add the game here because I don't know if I describe it the best. Yeah, this the fragrance, if you just smell it like this, can have that slight facet, but when you apply it on your skin, it changes and it morphs into a whole different scent, you guys. Now with this fragrance, if anything, I would recommend you to first get a sample. Get a decant of the fragrance, test it on your skin, but don't just smell it once and then you form an opinion. No, smell it, especially if you're a woman. Smell it throughout different stages of your cycle in a month, if you know what I mean. Smell it when you're during ovulation, smelling when you are before your period, you know, because your hormones can really influence and affect a lot your sense of smell. This I've noticed with myself, you know, I'm not just talking from what I read on the internet, you know, this is what I have noticed with myself. So smell it through different times of the month. Give it time and give this fragrance time. I don't think, even though looking at the notes you might think it's that typical like easy rich grab and go, made to be liked by everyone, but to me the tonka bean and the way it's done here adds a different level of energy in a sense to the fragrance, and I feel like this can make it, I don't want to say feel a little bit more challenging, because I do not find it challenging. If anything, the only thing I find challenging about this fragrance is the level of sweetness. But again, not challenging for me because I love my sweet fragrances, you know. See, now we got to the heart. It's rich, it's warm, the texture is so creamy yet nutty, so it has a little bit of depth. It's not that creamy, milky or creamy whipped cream. It's not that airy kind of creaminess. It's a very thick and rich and dense kind of creaminess with a nutty-like depth in the background. Look, you guys, it's beautiful. To me, if I were to say, I feel like the majority of people would appreciate this fragrance, let's just say in colder weather, or if in warm weather during the nighttime. Unless you have a taste for heavier fragrances, unless you have a taste for gourmand fragrances, if you were to apply something like this in like a 40°C weather outside, maybe you would feel like the scent is slowly suffocating you in a sense, because it has this quality. The cloud, the fragrance feels very enveloping and it feels pretty heavy, you know. Like I've mentioned, it's not one of those like light and breezy and airy fragrances, it's the opposite. Look, I can say that this fragrance goes through a crazy development. I feel like the changes are subtle in a sense, but they are noticeable when you smell them on your skin. And of course, if you would like to test this fragrance, test it on your skin. See how it morphs onto your skin, how it mixes with the natural smell of your skin, how it mixes with different body lotions that you have. Or let's just say, if you have other fragrances, perhaps you have spicy, sweet, balsamic fragrances, and you would like to amplify that sweet facet, perhaps you would like to cut down a little bit from the dry feeling that you have in other fragrances. This is the fragrance, because it will add a rich creamy nutty coating in a sense. It will cut a little bit from the dryness. Perhaps if it's something very spicy, it might cut a little bit from that dusty, spicy sensation, and overall it will just amplify the sweetness, you know, because this is a very sweet fragrance. So yes, all in all, I do like it. I have to say, it's not what I was expecting it to be. I am really surprised by the tonka bean and by how beautiful it shines here, you guys. I was not expecting the tonka to come to life, in a sense, in such a vivid way or in such a vibrant way, but they really created a beautiful fragrance. And to think that this is 20 euros, yeah. Let me quickly touch on gender. To me, very feminine because of the sweetness, because of the coziness, because of the cocooning effect it has. Energy, you guys, feminine, playful, definitely. A little bit flirty, but nothing serious. It's like a very carefree and fun fragrance, you know, and not carefree and fun in a summery, tropical fruity cocktail style of way or mocktail. Feminine, carefree and fun in a very naughty and playful way, you know. But this fragrance overall feels very happy because of the sweetness that it has and it exudes. So yeah, again, nothing very serious, but perfect one to use in different layering combinations. Out of my mind, this is the kind of fragrance that wears very well layered with Kayali's Vanilla 28, Kayali's Vanilla Royal Sugared Patchouli 64, if you have December Vanilla from Paris Corner. Also, I have a feeling, even though notes-wise they might not work, but I have a feeling this would layer extremely well with Amber Rhythm from Afnan. Because that fragrance is that fragrance can morph into so many, or it can morph with so many other different fragrances. That is one of the most versatile fragrances that I have ever tried. Another layering combination, because of that nutty tonka bean and because of the sweetness that it has, with Arabian Stonka. Honestly, I really want to try this fragrance with Arabian Stonka. I have a feeling they will work out amazing, you guys, amazing. Because Arabian Stonka on its own, it's a very sweet fragrance, but it has lots of depth. But the sweet accords, to me, they're mainly sugary and from that nutty tonka bean that you have there. So it's not like it has, I don't know how many different types of sweet accords, you know. And if you were to apply something like this as a topper to Arabian Stonka, it could really bring out the sweetness and the complexity, let's just say. Like, you would make it feel a little bit more complex, a little bit more mysterious, a little bit more flirty at the same time. So yeah, I'm really curious to see how that layering combo goes. Performance, when I wore it, I actually timed it, it has lasted for around 7 hours on my skin. Now, bear in mind, you guys, I was surprised, honestly, by the performance. I will test it again today, and maybe since I am filming today's video, until I decide to post it, until I decide to edit it, hopefully I will wear this fragrance one day so I can give you like a better, like an in-depth review on the performance. But for the price, I think it's decent. Definitely average or slightly above average, but it's not the kind of fragrance that fades away after 2 hours. I was surprised actually how well it manages to stick to my skin and the scent lingers. Now, projection, I cannot tell you much about the projection, but what I can tell you is that whenever I sprayed, when I have sprayed it on my skin, I was writing my thoughts about it, I was smelling it and smelling it and smelling it, and then let's just say after a while I got to do other chores in the house, and as I was moving, you know, as I was putting the dishes away, as I was preparing, I don't know what to eat, as I was moving my hand, I kept getting delicate whiffs of this fragrance. So this definitely seems like the kind of fragrance that lingers, but like I've mentioned, I will update you more on this topic. What else, you guys? Seasons. If you have a taste for gourmand fragrances all year round, if perhaps in summer you appreciate more sparkling, citrusy, refreshing, citrusy, fruity, those kind of fragrances, or like musky florals, your skin by better fragrances, then for you, I'm guessing this might be more suited for cold weather in general. And versatility, again, if you have a taste for this fragrance, it's extremely versatile. You can wear it on its own, you can wear it layered. This, like I've mentioned, will morph so well with so many other fragrances because the scent itself is not very complex, and also it doesn't have a lot of different layers that each go in a different direction. In a sense, it feels like a very round and smooth and just creamy and dense and nutty, you know, and sweet fragrance. So this kind of scent profile, you could layer it, like I've mentioned, with your sweeter vanillas, with your spicy vanillas, with many different fragrances, but perhaps I will do a layering video, who knows. Yeah, I feel like this is everything I wanted to say. Let me think, have I forgotten to mention anything? No, I feel like this is everything I wanted to say, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know how you feel about this fragrance. Do you enjoy it? Do you not enjoy it? How does it smell like to you? What notes shine the most to you? Do you find it similar to Bianco Latte from Giardini di Toscana? Do you not find them similar? How does it compare to La Tafa Eclair? I'm really curious to try La Tafa Eclair, even though I haven't seen it online in Romania yet. So yes, like I've mentioned, this is everything I wanted to say. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I'm sending you lots of love, you guys, and a lot of good energy. And thank you for supporting my work, for supporting my channel, for commenting on my videos, for creating such a beautiful community that you have created here. I'm so happy, you guys. I am so happy, and I have so much energy now again to pour into my YouTube channel. I have so many ideas. I want to film so many videos, so I cannot wait to get back on my posting schedule, and not only get back on my posting schedule, but to do more videos, ideally 3 videos a week. Who knows, fingers crossed, maybe it will happen. So yes, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget you can follow me on Instagram. If you want to tell me anything, please put it in the comment section, and I promise that I will get back to you. But yes, you guys, I will see you in my next video, but until then, thank you so much for watching, and I want to wish you an amazing day wherever you are. Bye guys.